Good morning, everyone. It's Penelope, and it's Friday. Woohoo! What I want to talk about today is deer meat. And the reason I want to talk about deer meat is because my freezer has a lot of deer meat, and I've been talking to a lot of people at work, and they're like, "Oh, I won't eat deer meat because you're eating Bambi." Have you ever seen a cow? Have you ever seen the beautiful face of a cow and its big old eyelashes and eyes? They're just as beautiful as a deer, but we're utilizing them as a food and we're used to it. But what I want to do is talk about how to properly use deer meat in order to feed it to your family, and no one's going to go, "Oh, it has that gamey taste." And because it does have a taste, and a lot of people say, "Oh, it does not." That's because you're used to it. If you're not used to it, yes, it does taste different. Number one, there's not as much fat. Number two, the meat is going to be a leaner and obviously grass fed. It's not going to be a grain fed meat. So it is different. But there are certain dishes that you can make that make deer meat fantastic. Number one, Italian food, Mexican food, your chili, your meatloaf, and your meatballs. Those are the five things that I recommend first before you even make a deer burger. Why even try it? The first things first is to get used to that flavor, but getting used to it in a good way. So, what I recommend is with your Italian meals, such as lasagna, um, meatballs, and spaghetti, and meat sauce. Those are the three Italian things that I think you can make really good with deer meat. Now, if you make other dishes that are Italian, fine. But the thing is you're using tomato products. You're using a lot of spices, garlic, oregano. You're using a lot of things that can really make that meat workable. Now, in order to get that fat in it, if you need that fat to fry it, add Italian sausage or ground beef or, just simply some pork. And then that way you've got the fat that you need. Personally, I like just using the seasonings, and I'm good, and the tomato products are good. So those are the three things that you can make that are Italian flavored. Number one on the Mexican meal would be tacos. Number two would be burritos. Number three would maybe make a taco salad or a nachos dish. The thing is you're going to be using a lot of seasonings. You're going to be using the tomatoes and the peppers and the garlic. That's important for your Mexican dishes. Then you have chili. Chili is a fantastic way to utilize deer meat. You're using a lot of chili powder, you're using a lot of spices and onions and garlic and beans, and all of that will cook together with your tomato products once again, and it will make it fantastic. The other thing, meatloaf. Meatloaf is fantastic when you're making when you're utilizing your deer meat. You're using more of the tomato products and spices and herbs. Now with meatloaf, I do add just a little bit of ground beef because I do want that fat at the bottom of my cast iron skillet when I make my meatloaf. So I do want a little more fat, so I do add ground beef, and sometimes I add pork. It depends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you when I make a dish of deer, and I'm going to show you how I utilize it. And I just want people to not think that deer is a dilemma. It's not a dilemma. It is food that you can get for free. And if you hunt, obviously you're going to have deer meat. But if someone in your family or one of your friends is saying, "Hey, I've got some deer meat, do you want some?" Don't be so put off as saying, "Oh no," because there are ways to utilize it. It doesn't have a face when they hand it to you. So deer meat doesn't have to be a dilemma. It doesn't. So I'm going to show you how I utilize those. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Kroger ad just a little bit. Friday and Saturday deals, a 3-pound bag of chicken breasts are $4.99. The reason I like this chicken breast over the Tyson Fresh or the Heritage Farms or whatever is because of the packaging. The packaging on these Kroger chicken breasts are fantastic. It is thick and it is really good for longer term storage in your freezer. So it doesn't get freezer burn as much, and if you add it to an extra package, you're doing really, really well. Okay, got hair on my nose. Another deal for your freezer this week is the steam fresh vegetables are 99 cents. That's a good deal. Some more freezer deals. If you get sour cream and cottage cheese, they're going to be 89 cents. Um, Fantastic. Now, something else is the Kroger dip, the chip dip. Now, I'm going to tell you something about that. If you freeze it and you wanted to make later on some sort of cheese ball, you can add a little bit of that chip dip to it, cream it up a little bit, and make it easier as a cheese ball. That's fantastic. But I will be stocking a little bit more on the cottage cheese and the sour cream because I do make creamy soups. I also make my cottage cheese cornbread and I make lasagnas. So those are the reasons why I'm going to stock up on those into the freezer. Something else that's a good stock up for your pantry would be the red gold tomatoes and tomato products are 49 cents a piece, and the cremette pasta is 49 cents a box. So that's a fantastic stock up price. Other than that, there's some decent deals. I don't need them. I'm getting back on the budget boat because the past few weeks I've had short checks, lots of bills, and a car repair. So it's time for me to get back on that budget boat because I got into my left side of my checkbook just a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit to make up for what I wasn't getting on my paychecks. So today is the first day that I get a normal paycheck, and I'm going to start putting money back into that left side. Very important, especially with the ventures of the chicken barn coming up, planting season coming, and getting everything ready for that. Some of the products that I'm going to use to make this garden area just pop. So you all have a great day, and don't let deer meat be a dilemma. If someone offers you some deer meat, snatch it up. Just utilize it in ways where you use a lot of spice or tomato products. And those of you that say, well, I don't have a problem with deer, well, kudos for you. Some people do. And if they do, then they need to utilize other ways to do that. But I will show you some of the dishes that I make as I make them. So next week's first deer meat meal will probably be a lasagna. So we're going to do that next week, probably Sunday. I'm not sure. But I'm going to show you how I do it, how I make up my meat. I'll probably make 2 little lasagnas so you can see the difference. Because I can't stop this. My cat stepped on my computer and now I have everything screwed up. So I'm lucky I can even make this little video. So if you don't like simple videos, then I'm not the video channel for you. But if you like good, fun conversation or Kroger reviews or couponing hauls or things about chickens or whatever I come up with, then I'm the channel for you. Don't let deer be a dilemma, and I will start showing you some deer meat because we need to use it up. It's in this freezer right now. Because we're trying to clean up this freezer so that when we get the new one, I can put all the big meats down there and just start filling this one up with all the fun stuff that I really want to get with coupons. You all have a great day. Bye, y'all.